Good Thursday raining morning. Yeah, it's a raining up here now. The change of season is here. And the cooler weather is right around the corner, actually. So actually humid out here today, and I don't even have a dang rain jacket. Hey, my barn didn't open up. That's such a total bummer. I usually open up my barn from this spot here. And why didn't it do that today, right? The confusion begins for me. Makes no sense. There it goes. So, yeah, it's the Thursday morning conversations on my Ice Age TV. Welcome to Ice Age TV. If anybody's watching for the first time here, and continued conversations. But you know, what's today's theme? What is the Iceman, the Ice Age TV going to talk about today? Do you see that car right there? What if I told you I just paid that car off? If I just told you that I paid that car off and I'm going to get a title of that car, and good golly, is that awesome or what? I mean, that's like a brand new car, very expensive, and yeah, I paid it off. And the title's coming any day. Yeah, right. So for me, that'd be a first. Yeah, come on, Scout, let's go. Come on, let's go. Nope. Come here, come back here. No, get back here. No, come on. No, whoa. Come on, Scout, no. This is a big problem for me, dogs. That dog there gets out. And a neighbor of mine's not being very nice about it. So it's a whole other conversation. Get in the office. Get in the office. Get in the office. Get in. So yeah. Well, there's a story to that, what I just told you about that Mustang Mach-E that sits in the driveway every day. Doesn't get driven much. But wife told me last night she likes that car. Yeah, and then who wants to know the story about that black truck there? I don't even want to talk about that. That's a fiasco. That's a fiasco. Huge mistake on my behalf of what I did to that black truck. Huge. Yeah, so guess what the kid's gonna drive today? The black truck, can't drive it, doesn't run. White truck. Yeah, so, all right, so here's what I got to think about yesterday. Is that white car down there created a thought in my this pea-sized brain head of mine? Pea brain. Have you ever heard that comment? Yeah, and I thought, truth. Wow, truth. You know, it's ironic. The former sitting president has started a social media site called Truth Social or something. I don't know. It took forever to get up and going, but that isn't what popped my head. What popped my head is the truths, you know, TRUTHS, which the definition of that is we come to closure, we think something's factual or correct. Look at these comments. Anybody living in my world, and it's not me embellishing upon myself, I'm just sharing. I mean, come on. This is just so cool. I mean, if you imagine walking in your garage and you got, you know, hands length reach or whatever that you can drive any of these cars. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I've been blessed. I'm no fool in my life. You think that some people say, you know, I think I'm Mr. Special and it's all about me, and yeah, whatever. I pay all the bills. Yeah, and I pay for other bills for other people that don't even live up here. And other people have cars that don't even live here that have cars. I mean, I support a lot of people. But for those that just don't like me because I have lots of cars, I mean, I guess, but whatever. But, you know, or maybe they just want to hear the truth. Truth in life is you have options. You have options in life. You can become bigger and better. That's your choice. And you can listen to all excuses all day long, but yes, that's another. Dogs, they're all on time. Right, pups? Am I on time? Yeah. So, truce. Why would I be bringing up the conversation today? It's dark in here, right? It's dark. And I know a change of season. So, what instigated that thought? This is just crazy. Yesterday, you know, I have to manage my debts, all these cars. You know, how do you do that, right? Huge. You know, you're talking about a lot of debt. And if you don't manage your debt, Then you get bad debt, and then you don't get any more debt because banks don't trust you anymore. Hear that word trust? Or they don't think you're truthful, that you're telling them something that isn't factual because you really can't afford things. Hey, the truth. And I think myself, man, that is such a broad word in this world we live in, more than ever before. I mean, beyond believable where we are in today's society of the truth. And anymore, how do you even know what is the truth? Yes. So you're saying, well, Jesus Christ, man, what the heck? Why did you bring the truth up in this conversation this morning? It's because yesterday I'm logging into my Ford Motor Credit accounts to look at my vehicles to make payments so I can keep them another day. Because if you don't make the payments, eventually I can't keep them. Yeah, and I've been down that road before in my life. During the pandemic, that was huge. The pandemic destroyed me. And yes, I've been blessed because I've come back and I'm actually doing better than I was prior to the pandemic. Don't quit. Don't give up. So I'm going through my accounts. So if you're watching my YouTube channel, you'll see that I have that nice blue, frostbite blue Dodge Charger wide body Hellcat red eye that I bought that I really do love. I love that car. I think I got, and Coons Baltimore Ford did me a great favor. They went and got it for me and they made the deal go down. But I had to give up that Mach-E Grabber blue car. Well, for me, I support the dealers, and when I go in, I'll usually buy the add-ons of the extended warranty, the service contract, the gap, the tire wheel. And I don't do it on every single car, but I do it a lot in the vehicles. And because for me, it helps the back end guys, and it's just money you get back eventually at a prorated amount. So if the Grabber Blue Mach-E, I've got a chunk of money that Coons Sterling Ford is going to owe me because I bought that car at Coons Sterling Ford. So what was owed on the car when we did the deal has all those numbers buried into it. And that could be $5,000 to $10,000. It just depends on what you've added onto your car. And so now what I do is once the car is paid off, you then ask for the refunds in the vehicles. If you do it before the car is paid off, it gets totally goofed up. Because then all the monies are paid down on the debt to the bank because the car hasn't been cleared of its title and debt. And then you'll take forever to get the money. So I wait for the car to get officially paid off. And I'll see that on my Ford Motor Credit that Mach-E Blue, Grabber Blue got paid off. So now I know today I can submit a form to ask for all the refunds on the extended warranty, service contract, wheel and tire, and gap insurance. Which means that in the next 30 days, Coons Sterling Ford will hopefully send me a check that should be a decent amount of money to buy what next, right? Yeah, right, hear you. So as I'm glossing through my accounts, the Ford Mustang white car, the Mach-E, not my daughter's, the Mach-E Space White, I noticed that shows the accounts been paid off. Yeah. On the 4th of October, somebody sent them a huge check and paid that note off. So that account's now paid off and closed. It even shows up on my credit bureau report. That account's been closed and paid off. Now, stop and think about that. For me as an individual, you think to yourself, wow, how did that happen? Now, for me as a person, do I say, well, wow, that's really cool. That car has been paid off, and eventually they're going to mail me a title, and now I own that car. And you know what? I think I'll just ride it out. I think I'll just see how it plays out. As an individual in life, we hear these stories all the time. Because sincerely, all right, what's there to lose? Let them send me the title, and one day, do they reconcile the books on whoever sent the money to the wrong account and paid that off? I have no idea how this all plays out. Meaning, I have no idea who sent the check. I have no idea if it was Ford Motor Credit that made the error. Was it Coons Baltimore Ford made the error? I have no idea. So for an individual, do I raise my hand and tell the truth? Or do I just sit idly by and just figure I'll play the game? Yeah. And what's sad about our society today, more than ever, the media machine plays the game. It plays the game more than ever on how we, more than ever, have a hard time to decipher the truth, the reality. And I think to myself, as human beings, I think sometimes we really don't want to know the truth. I mean, sincerely, if you make a bad decision, do you want to raise your hand and tell people that, yeah, this is the truth of what really happened? I mean, that's a big problem. No. That's a big problem in today's society. And it has been. It isn't like truth and lies haven't been mankind's makeup since they've physically been on this earth. But I think more than ever today, trying to see through the truths versus the lies is more challenging than ever, because more than ever the media machine feeds you so much information and misinformation. And, so think about this. For the car industry, they're getting ready to face the truth. Meaning the car industry, if you watch other YouTube channels, all it is all day long now is to claim that these car dealers are going broke and car prices are going to the ground. So for us as the consumers, we're getting ready to face the truth, good or bad. Meaning, for like me, I've been buying a lot of cars during this whole, inflated prices on cars. And so now, am I going to have to face the truth that, these cars I've bought, their values have tanked significantly. And now for me, I'm stuck with a lot of cars, which in some ways, I sometimes think to myself, that's actually good, because I can't go buy another damn car. Yeah. What about that thought? You can look at things in so many variables. I always tell people in life, 1 + 1 = 3. Because it's a variable. Life's a variable. It's infinite on the variables. So I was thinking to myself about how today, more than ever, we do things in our life, and I can just relate to you on just personal experiences here recently that I am now realizing the truth. And so I've had a video about being cheated. Well, I can give you an example right now. I kind of played yesterday on saying, hey, what I'm up to now. I shot that motorcycle on the wall. And yeah, I've been up to something. I've been thinking to myself, that do I trade out my Street Glide for a CVO Road Glide? And so yesterday I called the dealership, Wrecking Crew Harley, that was down there in Tennessee, and I said, I wonder if they'll move any numbers on that Road Glide green CVO I saw. So if you watched my channel, you've heard the conversation about me talking about buying that, blah blah blah. But they're marking it all up. So here's what has kind of played out from that. And no, I'm not buying that motorcycle. It's not going to go down because the numbers don't work. But here's the reality, the truth. When I was at that dealership on the day of buying that bike, I thought that was like a $34,999 motorcycle. And it isn't. That's a $30,000 motorcycle. So when they presented to me this incredible deal that I thought I got, that wasn't the truth. So for me as an individual now, sadly for me, the truth has prevailed. And now do I look at, I look at that dealership differently now, because I feel like they, what you say, they took advantage of you. That's what we feel as individuals. As consumers, when you go and you buy something, then you find out down the road that it was misled, and then you find out the truth. Do you really want to know the truth? Does the dealership really want to look me in the face and tell me the truth without creating now the friendship goes into enemyship? The friendship goes away. So disappointed about that, and that's just one example of many that I could share on my channel. And you too, anybody watching my channel can say the same thing. And I think to myself, I think a lot of times people just don't want to hear the truth, because deep down that, you weren't told the truth. And I think that right now, where we are in today's economy and the worldwide, do people want to face the truth of the decisions they've made that have impacted what we're getting ready to go through? And what I mean by that is, as I spoke yesterday on time, people during the pandemic got a lot of money. The interest rates, you could use other people's money for little to nothing. So a lot of people made decisions based on a lot of variables that seemed at that time to make sense, and they felt were truthful, correct decisions. But yet now, as the economy is starting to go south, you know as well as I do people want to face the truth that they possibly made a mistake, that they did support the overinflated housing market, that they did support the overinflated labor wages and hikes and the inflated costs that companies put on the consumers. And, like boats went through the roof on pricing. RVs went through the roof on pricing. Motorcycles. I mean, everything that is like the play toy for people went through the roof, and people could justify that they could buy those just because of the unique circumstances. But yet today, you really want to look at that person and say, do you want to face the truth now of what you did? And I can tell you, I think most people won't. They don't want to talk about that because, as well as I do, if you bought the boat that was $150,000 pre-pandemic and then went to $225, and now you're finding out it's worth maybe $100 at best, yeah, how are you feeling about that? And then you see your same boat in the next year or two for sale, and it's back to that $150, $160 price, and I have no idea. I'm just using scenarios that I think more than ever right now in our economy, the world economy, but just as focused on our own country, I think that people are getting ready to face the truth and how are they going to handle that. So that's what's so interesting about truth. On one end, you as an individual proves that something's true, and you have that kind of look in your face like you just threw the touchdown pass or just scored the big hockey goal or hit the home run. That whole energy aura thing is look at me, yeah. But at the same time, when you're an individual, realize the truth prevails from what you now realize was a mistake, you're probably the person now that's leaving the game early, or you don't show up to work because you're sick, or you're just hiding out because you can't believe what you did. And I think more than ever, that's right now where we are in today's country with the truth. And I talked about this, believe it or not. My saying has been the truth shall prevail. There was no doubt in my mind 2 years ago that the truth shall prevail. So many things of what the governing bodies were doing for the country and forcing on the country as well. And so now, as we all here are witnessing the change of times, now you have to say to yourself, well, the people that realize that they made a mistake, will they accept that and then make the right decision? And there is the challenge. And that's where this country right now is divided so much, because it's a division of the green agenda, where you have people that they think they know the truth of how the electric vehicles are going to save the world. But what's really sad about that is one day the truth will prevail, and then they'll realize that, the truth is it really didn't save the world. And it was more of an agenda and enriching select few of their wealth. There's the kid taking off in my white Ram. So now the white Ram that was supposed to be Daddy's truck is now the you can see it over there. You can get you over there. If I can get you way down there. See there? There she is. She just loves the pipe. So the challenge here is again, as always, the kid gets involved and I lose my thought process because the kid distracts me, right? Who doesn't get distraction? But here's the thing. The green agenda, I think as time progresses, the truth will prevail that it wasn't what people thought. And then you have to say to yourself, if you went to a person right now that's fixated on buying an electric car and you said, let me just share you the truth, would it change their direction or mind of where they're going? And what I feel about that is their position would be like, nah, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't support green agenda, so I don't trust you. So you have a hard time changing their views and ideas because they look at you as being an anti-green person and you don't want to save the world. So their mind shuts down. That's how we operate as humans. You just don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear the truth. So I think just in more than ever in today's society, the green agenda, just in itself, is people don't want to hear the truth. But the green agenda person then would really argue to me that no, you don't want to accept the truth. That you're misleading information. You're misinformation guy because you're telling people this and that and that and this. Yeah, okay, all right. And so that's the challenge. Who's telling the truth? We just witnessed. Here's the kid. Oh no, this. I got to take this call. All right. Well, there you go. So my good friend at Coons Baltimore Ford, he just called me, and yes, that car I just explained to you that got paid off, it was a total error on the Coons Baltimore Ford's accounting side that they mistakenly paid off that white space Mach-E Mustang. And hey, they were for them, they're like, wow, we're so glad you reached out to us and just told us the way it was. You know, that's huge in life, the truth. So yeah, going back, so that car is not paid off. But I'm just sharing with you that this is what spurred my conversation this morning to think about the truth. And so as I was talking about the green agenda, you know, do people really want to know the truth? And here's the thing. If you told a person the truth about an electric vehicle, would they really even buy one? If they understood that there's a lot more behind that electric vehicle as far as it being so-called so efficient that, you know, you escape the gasoline. In fact, what I'd be curious about, they said, hey, look, you're going to be able to get gas for $1 a gallon. Or you have to buy this electric vehicle. And at the end of the day, actually, the gas car is actually going to save you more money, easier to maintain, easier to drive, blah, blah, blah. And would they still buy an electric vehicle? Versus they're being told you're going to save all this money on gasoline, you're going to save the world, blah, blah, blah. So to me, that's what's like planned in their brain that drives them to want an electric vehicle. And for the world governing bodies, the people that are in power, the green agenda, obviously, as I've talked about in great length about the amount of money that's behind the green agenda, that's forcing the hand on governing bodies and manufacturing to change to the green agenda is bigger than ever in our lifetime. But do they want to face the truth? And so for me, the message today from my YouTube channel is the truth. In today's society, more than ever, I think it's the biggest challenge more than ever in our lifetime because we have just witnessed in our country a change of direction and powers. And it seems to me as time progresses, the truths are prevailing. And I just feel what's really unfortunate about that is that what a lot of people thought was going to play out didn't play out. But I think a lot of people that supported the change, they don't want to hear the truth. And that's where I think it's really sad where we are in today's society more than ever. And it's been mankind's challenge forever. So it's not like this is something new. It's just for me as an individual, for where we are in the car market, car industry, the change of times, and then for where we are now in the economy and the country structure and the laws, it's a change of times. And it just seems like we're witnessing how what people thought would be a better thing isn't a better thing. So the truth is prevailing, but yet these people aren't going to change the way they don't want to raise their hand and say, "Oh, I made a mistake." And that's very challenging. A lot of people, they'll never acknowledge that they made a mistake. They won't do it. They'll argue and they'll lie. They will lie before they'll tell you the truth. That's how powerful the truth is. But at the same time, the truth for people, some people just can't differentiate the truth from the lies. And the media machine is a master of deception more than ever today. That's a huge problem in today's society. And that's what's dividing us is people can't see the truth from the lies, or they can't see the lies from the truth. And it's really bad because the media machine really has mastered how to make you and I not like each other, which is just, to me, it's just a very small minority of people in the world now that are controlling people's emotions and feelings and views and ideas. And it's a very small minority of people that are getting away with things now more than ever that aren't right for mankind and society. But yet the media machine wants to make you believe that it's okay. It's okay. If you saw the subway frog ordeal in New York City, where these young people were dressed up in green costumes, and are just having a field day on people on a subway train that can't get out of the train, and they're just doing bad things to other people while other people just stand around and watch it all go on and video it. It's just beyond believable, and that's where we are in today's society. Is that it's the enjoyment of seeing other people beat other people up and kill people. I mean, yes. I mean, sadly, there's a whole narrative of people in our world that enjoy watching people being killed and beat up. Yeah, I mean, you think, yeah, right. You think mankind's got any nicer? I mean, has mankind gotten nicer? I mean, the Dark Ages, Caesar's time, you can go through the list of history, and that's why I think pretty sad that you see all these people convinced that you erase history and it changes things. It's a lesson of history, which you can only hope that you can learn and understand that the goal is to try to not repeat history, but as mankind, we repeat history. Look at Russia. What a fiasco. Talk about the truce. Where's the truce? What's the truth? What's the truth? What is that? What is it all about, Ukraine? Ukraine. You hear so many different views on Ukraine. Right. How's that all playing out? So it could go on. It could go on for a long time, but I'm not. Got a busy day again. Had a very busy day yesterday. And the rains are here. And I just thought to myself, wow, the car industry more than ever is caught up in the truth. And here's the language of the car dealers getting beat up. Here's language now. Jim Farley really wanting to take away the dealership infrastructure, because the perception is that, let's say I just spoke to you about my ordeal with buying a Harley Davidson, the truth, so people feel like you go to a car dealership, are you really being told the truth of the price of the car and the deal? And if you buy a used car, is it really what you think it is? It's infinite. So anyways, that's the message this morning. The truth. Just hope other people can listen to my message and step back and think about it. And I think it's going to be very interesting here over the next few months that, the country's gone a different direction. Is it getting ready to go to a different direction because the truths have prevailed, that the powers to be at this time aren't making things better, they're making things worse. And I know that, once again, not a political channel, I'm not going to get into it, I'm not going to take sides. I've said it many times. It's all who has all the money, that, just to drive the narrative if they can get the people in office. And then that's why the green agenda right now, more than ever, is the power of this country, because it got the right people in office to drive that narrative. That's all it is, and many other things too. So hope everybody has a great day, a blessed day, and stay tuned for some more adventures. What's next? I don't know. Good question. Or do I have something brewing? All right, everybody. Thanks again for watching. Share the channel and hit subscribe or whatever. And thanks for watching, and nice comments, and have a great day.